Today, for the very first time, we are going to be checking out the brand new Joywave album. This is Permanent Pleasure. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a new reaction, a new album reaction here on the channel. My name is Patrick Musilek, and this is my friend Cody Musilek.
Hello.
I'm going to start saying our names again. I feel like I've gotten so complacent in my hosting duties over the last year that it really does feel more like just hanging out with friends now. But I got to start. I was just telling you in our most recent Metallica video, all the comments are just like, fat dude is talking too much, bald dude is talking too much, dude on the left is terrible, all this. I need to give people a name up front so they know what to call me in the comments.
Yeah, I don't want a mean nickname.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the name is my channel. The channel is named my name, so I would think some people might know that, but also, you never know. I mean, could be whatever. It could be Patrick Musilek Industries, and I have people hired work for me. But that is most definitely not the case. So anyway, I'm super excited because the band we're going to be listening to, their album today is called Joywave. And this is a case of a band that I discovered a few years ago for the very first time, fell in love with them, listened to everything they put out. And their album that came out in 2022 called Cleanse was my number 2 album for that year. And so I'm super pumped for this. It's a short album. I think it's 33 minutes long or something, but that's about the length of their last album. They don't have very long songs. They don't have very long albums, and that's fine. I wish it would be a little bit longer. This one 30 minutes for 10 songs does seem short. I mean, it's basically, you're telling me there's either a couple minute and a half long songs or there's no songs over 3 minutes, so we'll see what ends up happening. But if you've never joined the channel or been here before, this is your first video, thank you very much for watching. This is typically the type of stuff that I post, but sometimes we post about cool vintage stuff we find places, like this awesome Ninja Turtles thing that I picked up for Cody at Goodwill last week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, just this walk down a nostalgic memory lane for me. I don't know if you played with Ninja Turtles when you were younger, Cody.
I did a little bit.
A little bit? I definitely had one of these that was an X-Men one and one that was a Spider-Man one.
Oh, nice.
And I'm sure I still have them somewhere, but... and actually, you know what? I probably maybe even had this exact thing, because I did play with all of the Ninja Turtles toys a lot. But sometimes we talk about cool stuff we find at sales and whatnot, but for the most part, we do reactions like we're going to be doing here on this video. And so what we're going to basically do is we're going to talk just a smidge about Joywave up front, then we're going to listen to the album. And since I have a guest with me, we're going to listen to a song and then talk about it, then listen to a song, talk about it, go through the album that way. We'll do a little bit of talking over the songs, but probably not that much. We find it's easier for us to talk in between the songs, but don't expect us to just sit here in silence and absorb everything about the songs in one go. I've had people in videos recently telling me to stop talking, like I said, and that is definitely a problem with me. However, if you just want to listen to the songs yourself, please go listen to the album yourself. No big deal. You can skip around the video. I'll have timestamps for everything. So if you just have your favorite song or whatever, after we're done listening to the album, we're going to do sort of our overall thoughts and kind of give the album our sort of overall review. And Cody, I've been toying around with the idea of doing a scoring the albums. So if we want, maybe we can discuss that a little bit and see. I personally feel...
You know what I like? What I like what people do on similar things is if they just have a ranking board of these are all the albums we've listened to this year. You can go back and look, hey, this one probably would go above this album.
That's too difficult for me.
Is it?
Yeah, I'd have to make whole videos debating between 2 albums. Yeah.
Well, you're going to essentially do that by giving them scores.
Well, maybe we won't do that then. I was just thinking give the album a 1 out of 10 score. But that's fine. Chris Parker and I always talk about the only type of score we usually care about is if you have a perfect album, which a perfect album is always going to be a 10 out of 10 album, but a 10 out of 10 is not always a perfect album. You know what I mean? And so for me, most people who are familiar with the channel will know if I really love something, it would, if I were to give it a score, it'd probably everything I listen to would be either in the very low, like 1 to 3s, or 7 to 10s for sure. Like there would be nothing in the middle. Because I would either be really frustrated and disappointed, whether it was the songwriting or the production or something, or I absolutely love it and it blows me away. And I'd say it's my new favorite thing in the whole world till I listen to the next album I listen to.
You are a man of extremes.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Maybe a little hyperbole.
Yeah, definitely lots of it, and we'll see. But we'll try to keep some of that stuff down. I want to try to be a better host. Like I said, I want to try to be a better host this year. That's going to be one of my new resolutions now that we're in May. Try to start doing
This is for the fiscal year.
Yes, try to start doing that, doing a little bit better, and trying to get back to the point of the channel, which is for us to discuss the music and not necessarily go down tangents about Mountain Dew for a half hour. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but anyway. So if you just want to skip to the end of the video or watch any of the individual songs, whatever, again, there will be timestamps everywhere. Last thing I have to mention is that I'm going to try to use the audio from this album in this video, so hopefully you watching the video will be able to hear exactly what we are hearing. However, sometimes bands have their copyright settings on YouTube set such that we cannot use the audio. So if that's the case, you'll only hear us talking, and I will provide a link in the description to listen to the album along with us. And I highly recommend you do that if you can, though I know it's a big pain. But, I fully get it. It's awkward to just listen to us talk about music we're hearing that you can't hear, or to just hear my nose whistling as I'm sitting here breathing. So, but no, I would try to use the audio in every possible case. So, and I think this band is like, they're in charge of their own music. They definitely know what they're doing. And I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to use the audio from this, but I just want to mention that just in case, if you have to, try to listen along with us. We'll count down at the beginning of every song so you know when to stop and start with us if it comes to that. But as I said, fingers crossed, hopefully it won't come to that and you'll be able to hear exactly what we're going to hear. So Cody, I know you are at least mildly aware of this band, but what do you know about Joywave?
I was trying to think if I know that you've told me about them in the past. And said that I would like them, and I feel like I did go listen to them a few years ago.
I think when I mentioned their last album, I told you, or maybe even I sent you something, because I remember this is the one that I joke about with you and your wife Audrey, that I was so excited to share this band with you, and when I mentioned it, Audrey was like, "Oh yeah, I listen to them all the time," and I'm like, "What the heck?" And so then I found out what she meant was she listens to their few songs that were being played on the alt rock like stations that she listens to at work and stuff. So I don't know if she ever really shared them with you or if you were around when they were playing, but I know I told you about them. To me, they're one of the aspects of their music that I like a lot is there's a bit of like an 80s feel to it, and it's really hard for me to put my finger on because it's not necessarily a production thing. You know, some bands that they're like obviously trying to sound like an 80s synth pop band or something. Yeah. And there's a lot more reverb, and there's like specific settings of plugins and things that they use to make themselves sound like a vintage 80s band. This band doesn't do that. They're definitely like a modern sounding, I guess, alt rock band, but there's just some element to them that I feel they have that a lot of bands like Duran Duran and it's hard to name bands, but like Flock of Seagulls or like Human League, stuff like that. There's an element to them that they have that a lot of that stuff from the 80s I feel is also present. So, yeah, but I would say they're primarily like an electronic rock group. I guess if I had to categorize them, I would say they're like electronic rock. I hate alt rock because it just doesn't mean anything. Right, yeah. It's kind of like the term rock. Like, what is rock music anymore? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because I would consider a band like Matchbox 20 to be a rock band, but I would also consider something that's not metal to be rock. You know, so we're thinking like Shinedown or like, whatever. So it's like, rock is such a hard thing, and then alt rock to me basically just means non-heavy rock music.
Yeah, I don't know. Alternative is like I kind of synonymize that with indie rock, but I don't think it necessarily is.
Right, and this band it would definitely be an indie indie rock band, I would say, like for sure. Like they definitely look like hipsters, like big horn rim glasses, like dude's got like a skinny mustache, like they wear tight clothes and stuff. Like they look like hipsters. I haven't seen too much footage or heard much of them talking about the music. I've just heard their music. And I can say for sure that I have 2 of their albums on CD. This is their first album. How Do You Feel Now? I mean, that guy doesn't look like a hipster. I don't know if you can see in the picture. But this album is phenomenal. Like, this is like front to back. Every song is completely unique. And this album came out and they had 2 songs that kind of blew up a little bit, and they were used in like movie trailers and movie soundtracks and stuff. And you would probably recognize 2 of these songs on here, probably.
Okay.
I mean, if not like not the choruses or anything really, maybe just so like the music and some cool electronic like vocally things that they were doing. But you would probably recognize it. And the popularity of this, I think, has kind of propelled their career and allowed them to still exist, even though I don't feel like they've reached the highs of this in terms of popularity at all. And then they released their second album, which is called Content, I believe. And this album sucks. I was so disappointed when I listened to this. It actually turned me off of even trying to listen to their third album, which is called Possession. And I did remedy that earlier this year when I went back and I listened to, when I was in the hospital, I listened to about the first half of it, and I was like, okay, this album's phenomenal as well. And then right when they got ready to release that album, Possession, it was right in the end of 2019, and they were getting ready to go on tour, and the pandemic hit, and it ruined their whole plans and their lives and everything, just like everyone's lives was ruined. So after the pandemic kind of came to a close, they were like, let's go write a new album. So they wrote a new album, and they released it as bands were starting to go tour again. And so they ended up sort of touring with these 2 albums. A new one that they just released called Cleanse. This was in 2022, and that was my number 2 album of that year when I did my top 12 albums of the year list, which is something I do here on the channel every year, and have been doing it now for 12 years. 14 years, actually. This will be the 14th year because I started in 2010. But anyway, it was my number 2 album that year, and it was very close to being number 1. But I found an album that just impressed me more than that one. But it was a tough battle. So that's how much I liked their album Cleanse. And so this is now the follow-up to that album. And so I'm very, very excited for this. Another thing that's interesting about this band is, Cody, and people who are familiar with my channel will know I am not really a lyric guy. But on Cleanse, I really connected with the lyrics a lot. They were one of the first bands that I heard of people sort of discussing what it was like to be like in your like 30s in a way that wasn't like they just have songs that I feel are relatable.
Okay.
And I am a very like I'm a very unexciting person, like I'm very extremely normal, like even to the point of being like pretty much a loser. And like I still found I was able to relate to some of the songs, and they're done in this like really cool, quaint way that I feel are really clever and really good musicianship. All the sounds are fantastic. They have guitar solos in some of their stuff because they're good musicians, but not all the songs have that at all. Some of the songs, I'm guessing some of the songs won't even have like discernible guitar at all in them. So like they're definitely a band that can do basically whatever they want to. And I love bands like that. So I'm expecting on this new album to hear a big variety of songs, a variety of different styles of music, but I want it to feel all cohesive, and I want every song to have an ending and not fade out. As I always say, but I do have the fade outs board on hand if I need it. And so that's really pretty much all I know about this band and all that I know leading into it. I sent you a link, I think it was just yesterday or the day before, of their vinyl release for this album.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yes, and so for those of you who are unaware, I might try to find a picture, but I don't know if I want to go to all the trouble to do that. If I do or don't, I don't know. But they have a special deluxe edition of this album that you can buy from their website, and it was $45. And I learned one of the reasons it was more expensive, Cody, other than just the cool box, was it comes with like this little figurine of a cat, and you're so
it's like a record weight.
Yeah, you put the cat on the spindle.
Yeah.
So like you put the record on the record player, and then you put the cat on, like there's a hole in the bottom of the cat, and you stick it on the, and so the cat will sit there and turn as the record turns with it. And but they released this cool vinyl that's like a fold out, and then it folds down, and there's like this 3D printed like 3D furniture. It's like paper furniture, like one of those pop-up books.
Yeah, it's a pop-up book.
Yeah, and it's really cool looking. And
so it ends up like you're looking at a corner of a room, and it's like this quaint little room.
Yeah, and there's a cat sitting
with a cat in the middle,
sitting on the carpet.
It's really cool.
Yeah, which is what the cover of this album is. It's a cat sitting in like a beam of sun, and I think on the deluxe edition you get to see like the full image. But I think the beam of sun, or that is, I should have looked this up beforehand, but the beam of sun that's coming in the window that it looks like is a beam of sun is shining on the cat is actually like a meteor or something heading to Earth to like destroy Earth or something. So it's like, it's actually way more ominous than it looks.
Really makes you think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, and that's kind of another cool thing I like about this band, and why I mentioned their lyrics. Like they do have sort of, some of the lyrics are sort of these like they're like sarcastic. I don't necessarily say like downer, but like they're like sarcastic. Like these guys look at the world the way I do, which is like everybody sucks and like
little nihilistic.
Yeah, very nihilistic. That's a great way to put it. And I feel like that's maybe one of the other reasons I connected with it a lot. But yeah, they have a cool vinyl release, and I know that they have sold out of that on their website now. They posted just yesterday that they had like limited numbers left, and then people went and bought them all. You can still go on their website and buy the cool fold-out vinyl, but you cannot get the cat. However, you can buy the cat separately as its own thing. I don't know why they've chosen to do that or whatever, but I don't know. The guy, they were posting it on their Facebook about it. But
is the record cheaper now without the cat?
You can, but yes, it's cheaper without the cat. I think it's $35 without the cat, or $35 just the gatefold for the fold out room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because that's the one I'm actually interested in. If I like this album, I might buy that for $35.
Well, that's kind of one of the reasons I was like, well, maybe if I don't think I'm gonna.
We'll see.
I may get the vinyl for this eventually. I actually I'm really bummed because they never released a CD version of Cleanse, their 2022 album. So I have the files for that album, but I never was able to purchase the CD, which is how I would do it. But I was shocked, and I still to this day am shocked at the cheapness of that vinyl. Amazon had it on sale at one point for $13.99, and right now you can still go to Amazon, I think, and buy a copy for like $19.99 or $17.99. And you can go on eBay. I'm actually winning an auction right now on eBay for, if I win the auction, I would get the record for $12 just from someone on eBay. And I love that album. So I'm like, maybe we'll see if I like this. Maybe I'll go listen to that, and maybe I'll buy that. Well, don't buy it from under me. But
that's right.
But still, like, very good. And one cool thing they did do with the release of this album, though, which I will probably end up doing this, is they released the 24-bit lossless files. So it's the first time they've ever released a 24-bit version of one of their albums. So you can go onto their Bandcamp page and purchase the album for $7 and get the 24-bit WAV files. And you can also download the files as many times as you want in in any format that you want. Because I know some people probably don't have like the capability of like converting everything like I do, or like we would, but you can download it in FLAC, WAV, whatever, but you can download lossless WAV, 24-bit WAV files. So,
cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Before we listen to this, I have a special beverage for this video.
Oh,
I'm going to be drinking a Prime.
Nice.
And the reason for this is because I have really learned to love/hate Logan Paul for his work in the WWE. He is absolutely killing it. And actually, just earlier today, they had a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia where Logan was fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship against Cody Rhodes. And there's no way in hell that he won that. But I've been curious about trying Prime for a long time. And when I recorded my Nightwish video earlier today, reacting to the new Nightwish single that came out, I had my first ever Prime. I bought 2 bottles the other day, which these are $1.88 at Walmart. So they're about the same price as an energy drink, but this is just a regular Prime, not a Prime energy drink. This is just one of their hydration drinks.
Okay.
So have you ever tried a Prime, Cody?
Nope.
Okay,
So just like a Gatorade?
Yes, that's what I thought, and that's what it is. It's like a hydration thing, and it's on the back. It tells you like all the stuff that's in it. It's got B vitamins, antioxidants, 10% coconut water, whatever, all this, blah blah blah, electrolytes, and all this stuff. But I tried the blue raspberry flavor earlier today. I was shocked with how much flavor was in it. Like,
oh wow,
it tasted phenomenal, like so good. And this is the ice pop flavor. And so I'm excited. Yeah, so I'm excited to try this. And if I like it, I'm gonna go buy more of these probably.
Cool.
And I think they sell them in packs at Walmart too, which would make them even cheaper. So it's like I'm kind of excited to try this. Oh no, my cancer's kicking in. There we go. All right, this is my first ever time trying an Ice Pop Prime. Ugh. Ugh.
No good?
Ugh. It tastes, you know how when you do have an ice pop and it's towards the very end and it's all melting together and it's kind of gross?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this tastes like. Like, it definitely tastes like an ice pop, but like the bad part of the ice pop.
Because a bomb pop is 3 separate flavors, so I don't know. Mixing them together doesn't seem...
Yeah. Well, Mountain Dew famously has the bomb pop pop. We always call it the bomb pop pop. But the Dew SA that they release every year.
Sure.
The more I drink this, the more I'll probably enjoy it. But I would not recommend this. I probably would never get this flavor again. Just my first trying. But the blue raspberry, I'm here for it. It was really good. And the thing that shocked me was how hearty it is. You know, like a Gatorade, I could chug a whole Gatorade in one thing. Yeah, but like this, no, it would kill me. So, which, I mean, I think Prime got in trouble for having so much stuff in it that they had to actually create a new drink and be like, no, this is our energy drink now. Because I think originally they were just selling their energy drink as their regular drinks.
That's funny.
And little kids were drinking them and they weren't supposed to. All right, whatever. That's neither here nor there. So, Joywave, Permanent Pleasure. Do you like the title of this final track on the album?
Mine is cut off.
Oh, well, I'll read it to you.
Please, I see it now.
What does it say?
Here to perform the final song from their album Permanent Pleasure, please welcome ... Joywave.
Yep. And seeing that is such a Joywave thing. And just not necessarily a super long title like that, but just like I cannot wait till we get to that song.
The cheekiness.
Yeah, it's either going to be like a jam or like it's going to be something. It's probably be one of the things that they do. I've noticed is that sometimes when you hear a song of theirs and you think you know where it's going to go, sometimes they'll go the opposite direction to fool you, kind of. But it never feels like a gimmicky thing. So we'll see. Okay. So as I'm looking here, I see we have 2 songs that are under 2. Well, we have one song under 2.5 minutes, one song that's 2:33, and then the rest of the album is all I would say passable length.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see. Maybe there's a couple songs on here that are faster or something, but I don't know. I'm gonna guess. We'll see. With such short songs, though, we definitely should not be getting any fade outs on this album. That's I really hope.
Okay.
All right, are you ready to listen to it?
Yeah, I am.
All right, this is Graffiti Planet, track 1. In 3, 2, 1.
This is Mayor Tom Ryan, introducing you to the official 1984 Sesquicentennial song. Rochester has a unique and varied cultural history. So what better way to celebrate it?
This band is from the United States, by the way.
Music written, published, and performed by Rochesterians. We hope this musical journey stimulates further interest in the rich heritage of our city, enhances the civic pride among its people, and fosters a spirit of working together to make Rochester a truly great city. Let our spirit show.
Rochester.
From Rochester?
Rochester. Must be.
Ooh.
One of the things I loved about their last album was the uniqueness of all the sounds they used. Ooh, that flute's cool. Let's go! Yeah. That's the heaviest thing I've heard them do.
Okay.
So that's like as heavy as I've heard them get. They maybe got close to that before, but ooh, now it's like a weird saxophone thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I love the gang vocal sound.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So, okay, so how did you feel? What did you think about that?
Every time it switched up, I'm like, ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this. I like this. And I love the intro too. That was a great way to start the album.
That was
I guess I don't know what I expected going into Joywave, but
yeah. Well, I didn't
cool.
expect them to start their album out that way, but
Right.
it was almost like a Blur type thing.
Yeah.
That's something Blur would totally do. But
yeah.
yeah, the only thing that's a bit of a bummer for me is that there kind of was a chorus, but not really.
Put on the final touch. They kind of repeated that.
Yeah, they did
there was
that.
A refrain.
Yeah, and they said the daddy and his daddy and his daddy. So like there were multiple things in there. But yeah, that weird, I don't even know what it was, that like in what I'm going to think of as the first verse, there was like a flute thing off to the side.
Yeah.
And then in the second verse, there was that on the same side in the same sort of space, existing in the same space, it sounded like a different type of a saxophone, not like your stereotypical like alto sax. But maybe, it might not have even been a saxophone. It could have been something else. I don't know what else it could have been, but some other kind of a brassy or a woodwindy sounding instrument with a lot of breath to it. And maybe it was just a patch on a keyboard. I don't know. But then when the next weird sound that came in was like...
It was like a radio tuning dial. Or
like an oscillator type of thing of some kind of like... Yeah, it was like, but there was like distortion on it too. So it was like, is it a guitar pedal? And they're just like,
I was wondering, it sounded like kind of a guitar, but also just kind of like someone was just turning knobs on a oscilloscope or something.
Which I mean, so there could have been bunch of different ways they did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when that heavy part came in for just like 4 chords, and then that never happened again the rest of the song. And then when the big drums and everything came in towards the end, that was totally different than that part. And the drums were very roomy sounding. They sounded like real drums. I'm going to guess there probably weren't any real drums on this. And I don't say that in a negative way for people who don't watch our channel. my channel very much. Like I don't say that in a negative way at all. But I'm gonna guess that those were probably programmed drums, or maybe someone played electronic kit or trigger drums or something. But I don't think that those were an actual drum kit in a space, though it sounded very much like it could have been. So maybe it was. But my guess is that it was just a very well sounding, well made faux like rock drum kit. Yeah, I don't know that. I'm bummed it wasn't much structure to it, but I really liked it. And also, like I said, this is one of those bands like you just really don't know what to expect. The next song could be just strings and the guy singing. It could literally be anything. So,
cool.
if you don't, let's just get to the second song and see what we hear.
Yeah.
All right, this is a short one. This is Scared. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
I wanna touch you, but I'm scared. I really love you, though I swear. I dread the moment you're not there. I need your hands in my hair. Morning comes is another exercise for your mind. Keep the shakes out of you.
Is it always this guy singing?
Yes.
Okay.
Meditate, internalize. Here's something that you can try. I need you. I wanna touch you, but I'm scared. I really love you, though I swear. I dread the moment you're not there. I need your hands in my hair. Morning comes, calm your nerves. Take a breath, what have you learned? No, don't let it show. Shining on the outside, failure shook and crystallized. Oh, help me break through. I wanna touch you, but I'm scared.
Oh, is that it?
I really
No.
love
Nope.
you.
Oh, jeez. I was so scared that it was a short song. I was like,
Had another night.
Whoa. Did it go like lo-fi there?
no.
Just a weird.
No, it sounded the same to me.
Okay.
Is it still weird for you?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe it was just my brain readjusting from the silence or something.
Wish I wasn't scared. Wish I wasn't scared. Wish I wasn't scared. Wish I wasn't scared.
Yeah,
great.
that was a little more straightforward than the last one.
Yeah, but also it felt like a full song to me, which is a great credit to their songwriting. And there wasn't, the song started and it was right away, and then there wasn't any space in the song where they were like, it was just a constant, like, the song just kept going once it started.
Yeah.
But I bet you could even make some sort of a case that that's like metaphorically speaking to like what he was talking about, being scared or something, and like not having time to think about it and forcing yourself to just do whatever. So like, it's I love that. I thought that was great.
It felt like a single. I guess maybe if you didn't have the silent part in the middle. I don't know if that's very radio friendly, but yeah, it was good.
I think your stuff messed up there. Because there was no moment in the middle where it was silent, or it got lo-fi.
Well, no, that not that part. I'm talking about just where the instrumentation stops and he just kind of.
Oh.
I guess he sings for 20 seconds or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
gotcha. Well, it wasn't that much.
It wasn't. No, okay, maybe it wasn't that crazy.
But still, though, I see what you. That was see, and I missed some of that too because I was like fumbling. I was like, I don't want to listen to the next song, but because that's totally they were one of those bands that could end a song like abruptly
Yeah.
like that with just all the music fading away and just the vocal continuing.
Sure. Well, and you knew it was a short song
Yeah,
too.
so I was like overthinking it. I was overthinking
Yeah.
it. So you mentioned, is this the guy that always sings? Were you were you disappointed when I said yes, or
He's okay. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
It's I don't know. I always prefer female vocalists.
yeah? I mean, I can yeah.
So I was curious, like if they had a woman in the band or something that would show up later or something. But this guy's voice is fine. I like it. He has quite the range.
Yeah, yes, he has his normal singing voice. Then he sings with his falsetto too,
Yeah,
like
and I
Dan
the
Auerbach.
falsetto. Yeah.
I really do like his voice. I will definitely say that his voice wasn't a part of what initially drew me into them at all. It was definitely the sounds that they were using. And then I started to notice the songwriting and the lyrics. And then what ended up happening was I just fell in love with the band as a whole.
Yeah.
And so to me, like, I enjoy listening to him. But if you just like plucked out something from him and said like, here, listen to this, and I didn't know Joywave at all, and you told me what I like, you like this person's voice? I don't know if I would say yes or no.
Sure.
I would definitely say I also well, I don't even know if I can say that. I don't think I can say that really, because
I mean, you shouldn't prefer, really. I mean, there's no real...
No, for sure. But I know what you mean, though. Like, I find a female vocal more pleasant to listen to, for sure. But a lot of the times when the music I listen to, you're not meant to feel pleasant while listening to it. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Anyway, I like the vocalist. He's fine.
Yeah,
I was just wondering if we were going to hear something else or... He sounds very familiar. It makes me wonder if I did go back and listen to this when you originally told me a few years ago.
I'm sure you did, because
Yeah.
I know I was telling you specific stuff like, oh, it feels like an 80s band, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you were the person I was most excited to talk about it. So I'm sure I sent you stuff or told you, at least made sure that you listened to it. I definitely, we've only heard 2 songs, but I definitely so far enjoyed that album a lot more. But that's because all of those songs are more like what we just heard here, a more straightforward approach to a song. And I feel like the more electronicness of that album spoke more to me rather than the more rock or raw feeling of this, what we've heard so far.
Yeah.
But like I said, anything can happen from song to song here. So let's listen to track 3.
Brain Damage. This will
called-
be your second reaction to a song called Brain Damage.
What did we listen to before?
Forthcoming Pink Floyd reaction.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, well, remind me to tell you something about not Pink Floyd necessarily. Just remind me to tell you something when we're done with this. Well, it could be part of the video, but we've wasted enough time between these 2 songs. Okay, Brain Damage in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, cool.
This is more like what I would think when I...
Yeah.
Do you think it's a cover of the Pink Floyd song?
Dude, this sounds like... I've been playing Beatmania on the PS1
Yeah.
from Japan. This sounds like what would be a Beatmania song.
Oh, cool.
Like early 90s electronic.
The world is getting warmer every day, and the asteroid's already on its way. Will you close your eyes and count backwards?
Because drums are massive.
Aren't you glad to be alive?
That's something from a soundtrack, right? What is that?
I don't recognize it.
Lie on the couch. Let's sort it out.
This is cool. This is just cool sounding.
Yeah, it is.
To think about it. Large disconnect. Past from present. The brain from the chest. But let's talk about it. Well, the reservoir gets slower every day. Another billionaire is blasting into space. If you close your eyes and count backwards from 5, aren't you glad to be alive?
Oh my God, what are those chords? Ooh, that bass.
Yeah, here, I don't forget.
Such a simple magic. Now I'm glad to be alive. Yeah. Aren't you glad to be alive?
Let's go. Right? That's how you do it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, that was quintessential Joywave to me.
Oh, yeah?
That is,
Okay.
if you just showed me that, like before the guy even came in singing, I was like, this is a Joywave song. Like, perfect. But I'm still trying to think of what that is though. That da 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 da. Wait, it's da 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 da. It's Led Zeppelin. Da 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 da.
Cashmere.
Yes, yeah, because there's a part in the bridge of that song where they go, yes, but well, there's a part
similar, yeah.
There's a part in the bridge of the song where they go, yes, and honestly, I'm not even thinking of this stupid Led Zeppelin song. I'm thinking of the cool Sean Puffy Combs, who's definitely very much in the zeitgeist right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Da, da,
Sure.
da. See, which one was I just doing there? You don't even know
It's
because it's the same
similar.
thing. But like that the idea of them taking that sort of like vocal sample, the like keyboard, like the type thing,
Yeah.
and like using that to me almost felt like a song off of more that would have fit more on their first album rather than on Cleanse. But that was perfect. That was awesome to me. I love that. And an interesting thing, we've talked about this before, but that was a song that had a refrain as well as a chorus, right?
Yeah.
So there was a chorus, but then the refrain was just the cool string part.
Yeah.
And so they used which is a thing that I love about a lot of 80s music. You know, I've been trying to think, like, is this reminding me of those 80s vibes that I was getting from their earlier music when I mentioned that earlier? And I definitely think that's one of the things that they do is that they use, like, musical melodies, right? There's actual lead parts. There's parts of the song where the music takes the lead rather than just being like a cool beat or something. Like a lot of modern pop music, there isn't a section to the song where the vocals aren't the focal point.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Whereas I think that in the 80s, that happened a lot. Like,
Yeah.
the song would start, kick in, maybe there were some vocals, and then there'd be like a synth part for like 4 bars or 8 bars, whatever. And then it'd go back into the second half of the verse, the chorus, and then after the chorus, that same thing would repeat again. Like, Depeche Mode did that all the time with all of their stuff. Like, all of their big songs have that in it. And a lot of other bands from the 80s did that as well. And
So does this distinguish from a solo? Just like
to me, yes.
solo?
A solo
Okay.
is like a solo implies some form of like intentional musicianship or something,
Okay.
rather than just a musical part.
Right, because this wouldn't have been a solo because it happened two or
Right,
three
and it was
times.
identical every time too.
Yeah.
They added more parts to it, but yeah, like I think of Blur does it a lot too with some of their stuff, or Damon Albarn with the Gorillaz, right? With "Feel Good," do 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 do. Right, that's the
Okay,
main part of
yeah.
the song, and it exists by itself and is repeated
Yeah.
3 times along with the chorus in that song only happens twice. And that the chorus of that song is "Windmill, windmill for the land, time forever, hand in hand." That happens twice, and then there's 2 verses. But the part that gets repeated the most, that is the most memorable part of that, is "do do 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 do," and it's more than
Yeah.
just like a rhythm track.
Yeah,
The
if you're gonna like talk to someone about a song and you're like, it's a song that goes like dun da 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 da. you wouldn't necessarily do that with a lot of modern music.
No, you wouldn't.
You would sing part of it.
Yeah, like Billie Eilish, she has a lot of songs that are like that, right? With that boo doo 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 for Bad Guy, and then the you should see me in a crown, which I guess that's more of like a chorus. But like Billie Eilish does that, and a lot of people do praise her and her brother for their musicianship, or her brother specifically, and then for her vocals and her presence, I guess. But like that's a good example of someone that does do those types of things. And I bet if you look, her songs average to be probably 30 to 40 seconds longer on average than like Carly Rae Jepsen song or what, I don't even know what other pop, Olivia Rodrigo song or something.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift in the past has been a lady that, or someone that does this with her music. I feel like that kind of went away, but she also is not afraid to have like the best part of her song not be her singing, you know?
Okay.
So, but her more recent like 4 albums or whatever, she's gone away from that more, but it just kind of depends. Yeah, so I don't know. Best song on the album to me so far, right?
Yeah, it was cool. Definitely less of a single than the last one, or less radio friendly than the last one.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
It's just a little too weird.
Yeah, I guess.
With the samples and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
But I liked it. I still like the first track the most, but I like this one a lot.
Once we heard that, as we were listening to that one, I was like, I'll bet Cody loves this. And I was like, I'll bet this will be my least favorite song on the album, probably. But we'll see. Okay, so now we're on to a 4-minute long song.
All
This
right.
is He's Back! Exclamation point.
Who?
So he's back.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Did he ever leave? Is the question. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right? This could be modern Duran Duran.
Yeah, sure. Having the spectrum analyzer on my thing, or the spectrogram, you can see the sweeping
Oh, cool.
motion. Yeah.
Dude, the way they do such cool stuff.
Oh, it's Jesus Christ. Put the phone away.
Whoa.
It's just,
Cool. Guitar. I love that clap, 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 snap thing.
yeah.
That's cool. Trumpet. I love the sounds in this song a lot.
Yeah, me too. And I love the lyrics.
Yes. Oh, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah. I'm reading the lyrics for this. It's fantastic.
Oh, good. Don't look ahead, though.
I think we just got a chorus left.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
No, just stop it now.
No!
Oh, man. Well, forgetting about that part, this might be my favorite one. Shame.
Yes. We cast shame upon thee. Yeah, great. That sounded very much like a song that could have been on Cleanse. That was much more the style of Cleanse, more of like a summer feeling song, like a
for sure.
drive,
yeah.
The guitars, but also just like the beat, the way the drums sounded completely different than they have sounded on any of the previous songs. Yeah, that was great. Big chorus, sounded really great. Big bummer that it faded out, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm not at this point. I got to choose my battles, and that's it. Ugh.
Yeah, and I don't know if you were following the lyrics very much, but it was basically calling out the hypocrisy of the elite, I believe, in that Jesus Christ is back again. He's hoping for his stock reports to go up.
Yeah, number one American, which is great.
So it's just the hypocrisy of the elite, I think.
That's exactly what I'm talking about when I say I really like the lyrics. There were a lot of, one of the themes of Cleanse was definitely like the things that frustrated the singer with the way the world is today in terms of like what people's priorities are and like millennial generation, whatever, blah, blah. Like younger people and like the way the world is and how just being someone in your 30s you feel so out of place because it's just like, what on earth is going on, You're
not young anymore.
Yeah.
You can't identify with young people.
But you're not old enough to be old.
Yeah.
And so like there was a lot of songs about that. And that I really liked that. I really felt like whenever he did make sort of like a statement of like, or whether it was an oblique statement or whatever, just like I really felt like I vibed with his vibe, what he was saying.
Yeah.
And the same thing here so far with all these songs. Like that's the first time I probably paid more attention to the lyrics than the other ones. But like,
my favorite lyric is, I saw him posting, it was on the news. He found the caps lock. He's got some views.
Yeah. Great. Amazing. I love it.
Love it.
All right. Now, when we were talking before, joking about he's back, how many guesses would it have taken us to get to think Jesus?
Jesus. Capital H, he.
I was going to say, when the song started, I was like, well, this isn't the single. But,
yeah, and I like the pew pew or whatever that I don't know what that was. That just a synthesizer, I guess, or is it?
I did hear a synthesizer. There was doing cool things in there. Yes.
Yeah.
There, like you mentioned at the beginning of the song, that oscillating thing was. I mean, that was really cool. There were different things. The sides of the guitars though were huge during the chorus, and they were definitely just the sort of like da 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 da, like the. I don't even know, like more of a reggae sort of style in terms of the way they sounded, but it was very distorted and very it was great. That was great all around. All right, now this is Sleepy Time Fantasy.
All right.
So I'm very much looking forward. They have a whole song on Cleanse that's about going to bed early. And so this is just like, let's go.
Speaking of your 30s.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right, Sleepy Time Fantasy in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I just love the sounds.
Memorial Day, such a beautiful day.
Memorial Day, hey, that's tomorrow, right?
Whoa. Yeah, there you go.
This is like when I played
You have to post this on Memorial Day.
This is like when I played Assassin's Creed 3, and it started on the day that I played it, the day that it came out.
Whoa.
Fireworks,
Love it.
4th of July,
Oh, we're moving forward in the summer.
illuminate all across the sky. Planets form.
This whole song is like that meme with the guy in the fire, like, yep, it's all okay, everything's fine, you know?
Right? Yeah.
Can't be contained. The sound of the phone.
My Ninja Turtles box is ringing.
There's nobody home. You can't be alone. Shadows lurching towards your table.
Oh, they got me. I thought I was going to do the scary thing again. This is awesome.
Yeah. There's that thing again.
They scared me.
They're banging on
They
something.
did it again. Oh no.
Yeah, you know.
Cody, this album is going to not make it on my list if it keeps going this way.
I think your rating system should just be dividing, you know, the number of fade outs over the number of tracks.
Well, that's what I generally say. This album gets an 8 out of 10, which is a failing grade, but the joke there is a 9 out of 10 is a failing grade. You know what? Like 9 of the songs don't fade
Yeah.
out, you failed.
Right.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? 90% success rating is a failure. You have to 100% or break. That's a bummer because they could have gone back to that big thing one more time and then just like ended it there. But they faded out like lazy songwriting jerks.
I'm loving this album so far.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know about you, but
Yo, I am. It's really impressing me.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to more Joywave after this.
Yeah,
for sure.
This when I found them, I was like, I'm so mad at myself for not having known of this band long enough to appreciate their albums as they were coming out. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad we can be here for this. That song was cool. I love how they did the like whatever the hell noise that was. I mean, that was what the whole song was about, right? It was lulling you into the sense of security and then attacking you, you know. And it was kind of awesome because it's just like, you know, it's Memorial Day, it's great, we're fine, everything's happy, it's funny, and then it's like reality came crashing in for like just those few bars, and then okay, no, it's 4th of July.
It's like someone banging on sheet metal or something.
It was something crazy. I loved it though, and then they didn't even do it the same number of times the second time, so it wasn't
really?
even like musically like it was. Okay,
That's great.
Let's move on. This is Swimming in the Glow. Ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1.
Woke up late today.
See, you went to sleep in the previous song.
Yeah.
No tread on the tires. Trying to find my way. I think I'm out of my head. I must be out of my mind. I'm staring right off the edge. I never felt so alive. I'm already. I feel it in my soul. And you know, yeah, you know. Oh, you know.
90s-ish.
This one for sure. This is alt rock or indie rock.
Sure. Yeah.
I've gotten some Weezer vibes a couple times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
And I'm not super familiar with Weezer. This is cool. I like this.
Just tell me where to go, and you know, yeah, you know, oh, you know, I'm already swimming in the gold. I'm already, I feel it in my soul, and you know, yeah, you know, oh, you know, I'm already swimming in the gold, the gold, the gold, the gold, the gold, yeah. I'm already, so show me where to go, and you know, yeah, you know, oh.
Sometimes it's fun to just hear a rock song.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it's so rare for me.
Nice. Yeah, that was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, very straightforward. But you know what? That'll probably be the song when I listen to this in the future that I'm like singing along with. You know, some of the other ones would be a little bit tougher to do that with, but
Oh, for sure.
this one that
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
was like mostly chorus.
Yes, well, yeah, and it was straightforward. Like I said, I mentioned Weezer, and I don't know that much about Weezer, so I don't know if I should really say that or not. I certainly can't speak, about them, but that's just the vibe I get. Kind of, I don't know, maybe like the Hives or the Vines, something like that, maybe, but less. I don't know. There still was stuff there that I really liked, and I loved the way the bridge sounded specifically.
Yeah.
The bass in that song was one of the reasons it had such an edge to it, the whole song. The bass was very compressed, which bass is always compressed, but the bass was distorted and compressed, and it really gave, like, the bass guitar part. I think it was a real guitar part. It really gave the song a big part of the character of that song was because of the bass. The guitars were very fuzzy sounding and big as well. But the bass really, I think, gave that song its individual characteristic a lot, which is
Cool.
Which is cool. We haven't had a song so far on this album where I've really even thought about the bass, and that's kind of that's what they are as a band. Like I definitely feel like this album is a bit more hodgepodgey, and it feels more kaleidoscopy compared to Cleanse, which I feel is much more like a band could go on stage and perform those songs without having to worry about how they were going to do it. Whereas a lot of this album, which is much more similar to their first album, which I think is phenomenal, like I said, much more of a I don't even know how they would approach doing this live, without just having everything being played. But they also seem to me like the kind of band where they could have fun rearranging all these songs to do them live, or they just go up there with a guitar and a drum kit and a bass or no bass and just hit play on the laptop and they fill in the parts that aren't there. So, but I think they've got a little bit more to them than that. But as we all know on this channel here, we don't base people on their live performances because we don't care about that. Unless that's what we're listening to, I guess, at the time. But
Right.
all right, we're on to Hate to Be a Bother,
Okay.
which I love the sound of that because that's
Patrick.
a majority of my entire life has been dedicated to trying to just stay out of other people's way, and I just I'm so excited to hear what this is going to be about. We'll see. All right, Hate to Be a Bother. in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I thought something was wrong. They got me. The old stutter in it.
Fade in. The rare fade in.
Yeah, kind of. Ooh, I love the piano. Oh, and those are reverse piano notes.
Are they? I'm like, that doesn't even sound like a piano to me.
Yeah. God, the drums sound fantastic in every song. I love it.
Oh, man.
I love the vocal melody here.
A trivial pursuit that doesn't need me now.
Wow.
I think I'm over all the hyperbolic chambers that suck me in. I'm no longer accepting feedback from strangers. It's just too gray. I hate to be a bother, but could you leave me the alone? I've been meaning to call you sometime. If I could just pick up my phone. And I've been trying so hard to get out of the haze. Pushing back the curtains almost every
Oh, I love the ooze in the background.
I still got your number. I just can't pick up my phone. It's me. Don't leave a message after the beep. I hate to be a bother, but could you leave me the alone? I've been meaning to call you sometime.
That's going to be hard to edit.
Just pick up my phone. And I've been trying so hard to get out of the haze. Pushing back the curtains almost every day. 'Cause I still got your number. I just can't pick up my phone.
Awesome. Great. That's
Yeah.
They had a song on their cleanse that ended with a phone call like that. The
interesting.
beginning of the song was him picking up the phone or something and dialing it, or at the beginning of the song is about making a call, and then it ended like that. That's very cool. She's called every song. In the middle of every song, I've just been ignoring it. Every single one. Hold on.
Okay.
So 787 is an airplane, right?
I see that 787 Dreamliner, and I don't know if that's. I'll Google it. I don't know if that's a real. I've never heard of a 787.
Well, what's the number that everyone knows?
Well, 747,
747.
767. Okay, there is a 787 Dreamliner. I think that's like a big plane. I've never been on
Like
one.
the
but
Spruce Goose?
Not quite.
I guess we didn't talk about the last song. Is there anything you wanted to say about that one?
No, I mean, there was a fun chorus.
Yes, it was. I loved it. It's exactly... It's
Exactly how
that
you
is
feel.
my style of humor. It absolutely is. I love it. But it's also funny because it's like please don't be mad at me, but like I just want to hang out with you, like, but I can't answer my phone when you call because like
you're driving me crazy.
I just can't, you know. That's funny. I love it. That's the kind of stuff I like very relatable, very clever, catchy song, simple to understand, but also maybe has deeper meanings if you want to look into it. Good drums, fantastic. The first verse was only 2 lines long, and then it went right into it, you know. So I think that's kind of one of the ways that they are, you know, they're getting through a full song. I mean, that was still 3.5 minutes, so that's still a decent length song, but they're getting through full songs pretty easily and without it feeling too short. And one of the ways they're doing that is they just have shorter sections to their songs, you know? So that's cool. All right, so this is 787 Dreamliner. Yep, Dreamliner. 787 Dreamliner.
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Love that. Ooh, cool way to come back in. That voice in the background.
Yeah.
That is, it's like unsettling almost. It's weird. I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah. Could you have more massive drums? No. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, weird. He said back to you, but the background vocal said back to me.
Whoa.
That is interesting. Now that's probably the sound of an airplane.
Yeah, I guess that's what that is. Now a 787 Dreamliner wouldn't have a prop, but hey.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
That was great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything stand out to you?
I like what they did at the end where they overlaid, what was it? They put the verse over a chorus or something. They redid the verse and then over the last chorus.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
It sounded great.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like they were planning it the whole time, you know. But yes, and then to have that do 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 whatever he was saying. Oh,
yeah.
Because the first time I heard it, I was like, "What was that?" And then the second time I heard it, I was like, "Wait, that's a vocal."
That's a voice.
And then the fourth time I heard it, I was like, "What? Okay, what is that?" And I was like, "I'm gonna hear it the next time." Then I heard it the fourth time, and I'm like, I can't tell what it is. And then it happened the sixth or the fifth and sixth time, and I'm just like blown away by how subtle and cool that was. What a simple, cool, unique thing to have in there. So, just like, what a cool thing. No problem. Amazing.
Cool.
All right. The shortest song on the album, 2:14. This is Splendor. In 3, 2, 1.
What a beautiful home you have. Such a talented wedding band. They really did. The song's just is today. Gold frame on the photograph of a scuba trip I've not been, but I think someone from my middle school went. Oh, what an engagement ring.
There's no way this doesn't fade out.
And I'm not sure what those carrots mean. 'Cause everyone was singing. Found I could not listen. Staring at the cake. I light a match and I wish it all away.
Amazing. That's a song, too.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
That's not a fade out.
No.
What'd you think of that one?
That was interesting. I don't know. I like the ending with the do 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 do
Yeah,
with the like
strings.
8 different instruments and the bells and the strings or whatever. I thought that was cool. I didn't particularly care for the rest of it, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't really like the droniness of this song from the
Yeah.
beginning. Were you reading the lyrics along with that one, or just?
I did pull them up.
Just 'cause-
I don't really know what it's trying to get at. It's like they're visiting.
A wedding, right? Is he
It's
part
like
of the
they're visiting.
band?
It's what a beautiful home you have. What such a talented wedding band. They really did the songs justice today. Gold frame on the photographs. Scuba trip. What an engagement ring. You lean in as you're puckering. Everyone was singing. Found I could not listen. Staring at the cake. I light a match and I wish it all away.
I
don't
love
know.
it. I love it.
It's like a dream about being at a wedding.
Or is it just like, is it a person reflecting on their life, thinking, "Oh my, how did I get myself into this?"
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, you think that they are getting married?
Or they already did, and they're trapped now. Like maybe it's their
Oh, maybe.
child's birthday or something. Who knows? But
Yeah.
that's I love that. Yeah, that's cool. Like I mean, I could.
It's a little too deep for me, I think. I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of like open-ended stuff like that, where the whole time it was like, I really like it when stuff is like overly sweet, and then just like there's a twist, and it's like,
yeah.
wait, what? I love
Devo's song, It's a Beautiful World. It's a beautiful world we live in. It's a sweet romantic place. And the very last line of it, but not for me.
Oh,
So
yes, I love it.
it kind of felt like that sort of sentiment.
Yeah, see, I like. There's a couple songs I love that do that, but one of them is Power Man 5000 has a song called "Public Menace, Freak Human Fly," and the whole song is like, I know the guy does this with his whatever. I know the whatever she's this and the son of that robot and all this, and he's going through all these crazy like freaky people, and then the end of the song he just shouts $1 a look, $1 a look, and it's like he's like working for the circus or whatever, but you don't get that the whole time. Like it's just like you're just like, what is going on here? This is painting this weird picture of like something, and then you realize it's like a carnival.
It's a freak show.
Yeah, and he's like,
That's great.
Yeah, the caller. And then the other song that I think of about this particular thing is there's a really awesome I think she's Swedish pop singer called Skott, Skott, and she has a song that is I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I think it's called Talking About Me, and the whole song is about how she's going to be like the biggest, the best. Everyone's going to be talking about me. Everywhere in the world, they're going to be talking about me, from neighborhoods in Atlanta to New York to Paris to wherever. They're going to be talking about me. And then at the end of the song, she says, all the kids in my class are going to be pointing and laughing, talking about me. Like you realize at the end that it's like not for good reasons, you know, and it's just like this little twist that's like cool, just this little change, you know. And it changes the meaning of it. Chris Parker and I talk about stuff like that. He really likes songs like that too, and I love stuff like that. All right, are you ready for here to perform the final song from their album Permanent Pleasure? Please welcome Joywave.
Yes, I am.
Now, do we think, what's the percentage that this is a real song?
It's gotta be. It's 4.5 minutes.
I hope it's a real song.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. Very spacey, dreamy feeling.
Kind of like the last one.
A little bit. Splendid.
Good evening. I'm your entertainment while you're laying in bed. Didn't know it could have so much meaning. Looking at you via CBS. Lights up.
That was cool. Was that a sample of I'll Stop the World and Melt With You? Probably not.
I didn't recognize it.
I was distracted by my phone. I missed it.
Took so long to lose a dimension.
That's so cool. I love that synth. You know?
Lights up. The balcony on the edge of their seats. I've been here since before I was me. We're laughing with the laugh track. It's funny, we're laughing with ghosts. Longer than life.
Oh, we get an outro like the intro, huh?
I've been in New York City, Chicago, Illinois. I have been in Boston, Massachusetts, and the Quaker town. But I did not feel at home there, so I thought of my hometown, the city of conventions, where
Rochester?
they make you feel at home. Rochester is a grand old city. It's the place I call my home. It's the city of trees and flowers grand. There's her band in light and we stand. Rochester made that means public.
It's like something out of Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna fade out the sample?
Or do you think they wrote that? They could have made
I don't know.
that.
I wonder if
It sounded a little too nice to me.
a little too. Yeah, I wonder.
So I think that they recorded that and made that, which is cool.
Let's see. I wonder if this will say on.
I still don't count that as a fade out because obviously this
Oh, this
song.
says okay. This says this sampled from "Rochester is a Grand Old City," written by Harry Abramson in 1912.
There you go. It wasn't
the track
recorded then,
appears-
obviously, but I guess it could have been.
Right.
No,
no, I don't think
this
so.
sounded
I think it was
weird.
recorded. I think it was recorded in 1984
Maybe for a
for
Okay.
some sort of like Rochester record
sure. That's cool.
centennial thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They used a lot of samples on their first album, and they actually have I think two at minimum, but three I think, that use samples of songs from Disney movies, which you can imagine how redonkulous it must be to get permission to use. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a song they have called "In Clover" on their first album, which has dialogue and underscore from the film Bambi.
Oh, jeez.
And then,
Wait, I wonder if that's public domain by now.
oh, it wasn't when this album was made in 2015.
Yeah,
Because Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie just became public domain last year.
that's true.
So,
yeah,
But also,
They-
but there's also one of their songs.
yeah.
Their song "Bad Dreams" has underscore from the film Peter Pan.
Huh.
So there's Peter Pan, Bambi, and also Fantasia.
Huh.
So,
Interesting.
yeah. So that's pretty dang cool that they did that. But,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so I will say I liked this album. I did not care for the first track very much.
Okay.
And other than the first track, I think I really liked all of them. The biggest disappointment to me, obviously, is He's Back and Swimming in the Glow fading out. I mean, that's
Sure.
really bad. Now they have had throughout their career songs that fade out, so I was somewhat prepared for that. I think even on Cleanse there's like one, maybe two songs that do fade out, so we'll see. As of right now, I would definitely say this album is probably on my list, but we're not even halfway through the year yet, and my list is looking pretty great so far. So,
Yeah.
and I have a lot of really exciting things to still listen to that I've been putting off because I don't want to film reactions to them, and I'm too big of a weenie to just listen to it by myself, knowing that I could do a reaction to them. So I'm letting a couple of things build up, and I've got like a backlog of albums now I got to listen to. But so, how did you feel about that overall then?
Overall, I liked it quite a bit. I think I liked all the songs. I think maybe Splendor was my least favorite, but maybe the first one is my favorite.
Yeah, I can see that though, being you know,
Yeah.
with all with the more I get to learn about the fact what you like and what you don't like, I really think that you like weird stuff.
Yeah,
Like unconventional.
I don't listen to something. I'm not going to be like, whoa, the structure's not there. I like that, I think.
Yeah, which I think you're not alone in that. A lot of people in the music industry, I think there's just like a general like, you made me care about pop music growing up, and I'm beyond that now. So like,
Right.
I'm gonna,
I mean, they can be,
you know,
up their own ass about it a little
for
bit.
sure.
but-
Which I know you're not, because you do still enjoy
Right,
things
yeah.
like, you know, what we've listened to, like Gloria that we've listened to on the channel before and stuff. So,
no, for sure.
but yeah, I don't know. I think I enjoyed the album a lot. I think the production on it was phenomenal. I do think that his voice, his voice was recorded very well, but there was a lot of low frequencies in it. The whole album is very full of lows, and that's fine because I think they were all handled really well. But his voice sometimes did sound almost like it was a little bit too like mid to low rangy, in my opinion. And so it I don't know. That's the only gripe I could say, I guess, with the production. Everything else, I thought the production was other than the fading out. The production was flawless, I thought. The drums in every single song, I thought, sounded just really good. And there are standouts, though, to me. Like I think if you asked me to pick my favorite song from Cleanse, it would be really hard to pick because like I just honestly think like every song is really great. There's, I think, one or two songs towards the end of the album that are kind of like, they're clearly not like a stereotypical song. This album, I feel like, had moments of that kind of spread throughout the album. Not necessarily a full track, but just like moments during things where I was like, oh, that was pretty unconventional. But to me, the songs that stand out are definitely Brain Damage, 100%. Hate to Be a Bother, which I loved. Swimming in the Glow, I thought was great.
I like He's Back a lot.
Yeah, He's Back was good, really good. Wait, is that the one that faded out, or was it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it was He's Back and Swimming in the Glow. Yeah, Swimming in the Glow, if it didn't fade out, I think would be one of my top two, because that was the one with the scary sound. Or no, that was Sleepy Time Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Swimming in the Glow, I'm already forgetting what they are. It doesn't matter. But I really enjoyed this album a lot. I think it does feel short to me at the end of the day. But at the same time, I do think if a person was listening to it all the way through from front to back without pausing like we do, I think the songs would really connect maybe in some interesting ways. At the end of the 787 Dreamliner, I was like, oh, this is the sound of an airplane. Going right into the beginning of Splendor maybe would allow me to appreciate it a little bit more. So there's clearly like things going on throughout, like ups and downs, and like the whole album was the track listing was programmed for specific reasons for it to be what it is. And I agree with, I think I like that. The Scared song, I was not super impressed with at the beginning. You liked it quite a bit, but that was only the second song we'd heard, and it was the first more straightforward one. Yeah. Now, maybe when I listen to this again, I will like it more. That's one I could see growing on me. Whereas like Brain Damage to me was just like immediately, this is incredible, which is how I felt about several of their other songs. But most specifically, their two big songs that I think you might even recognize parts of them from their first album. This album definitely feels more like their first album to me, which again is this one. How Do You Feel Now? And it feels much more like that than Cleanse does. Cleanse feels much more like the pieces. There's different sounds in every song, but it doesn't sound like a different band every song. You know what I mean? Whereas this, it still all sounded like Joywave to me, but you could pluck one song off of this album and show it to someone, and they'd be like, "This is the most amazing thing I ever heard," and then they could dislike the rest of the album. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. Like with Cleanse, though, I feel like you could pick almost any of the songs off of there and show someone, and if they liked it, there's a great chance they would like the rest of the album as well. But their first album, though, definitely not. Like, they have whole songs without drums. They have, like, just very weird experimental things on that album a lot. And it reminded me of this album a little bit more. So that was an interesting thing to note. So, yeah, I don't know. I love it. I'm not going to mess around with ratings because you basically proved to me that doesn't work.
10 out of 10.
No, definitely not a 10 out of 10. Oh, my God, no. No.
I'm clicking around on their Spotify. I feel like I just very briefly listened to I was looking at their top 5. So they have 2 from their first album, Destruction and Tongues.
Yeah.
Are those the 2 you're thinking of?
Yeah.
I don't think I recognize those. I listened briefly to Dangerous. I don't know which album that's on.
First album.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I do recognize that.
That one, that's from,
It's just a single on here.
Yeah,
so I don't
well,
know.
they did
2015.
They did okay from 2015. So that's from their first album, but it's not.
Oh, that is.
But they don't. They have some weird. Their catalog is weird. They did weird
Yeah,
things.
and maybe it's not on an album.
Like
I don't know.
they released a whole album. Hold on, let me find them on Spotify real quick because they released a whole album that's not a real album, but that has enough tracks to be an album. But the first letter of every track spells out a word that was the single.
Oh,
So hold on. Let me look them up. I'm kind of bummed you just did that because I was going to make you film another video where we listen to those two songs that you said I listened to this one. So you totally ruined my mojo.
no,
with
that's
that
okay.
one.
Well, I was going to leave after this and go listen to a bunch of Joywave probably. So
Well, I know that, but the
you can't stop
the
me
point
there.
was that those songs are the immediate like this is the coolest freaking songs ever. So
Well,
you know.
to what I did is I just skipped kind of the middle of them.
Well,
and
no,
listened
that's
to like 10
I'm
seconds,
you know
so-
I know
and
I
didn't.
what yes that's I'm just kind of
And no, I don't think I've heard, but I do think I've heard Dangerous. I don't know. That must be on the radio. That must be the one that Audrey knows too.
Well, I'm still getting this thing to load, even though I'm trying to. So I don't even know what the.
so they have something called
oh, you're gone.
Content, is an album from 2017. Oh no, I've lost you.
Now I'm recording. Okay, we just had a snafu.
Oh, boy.
we were doing the outro. None of what we were talking about there was very important. I'll just say we've got a bunch of fun stuff coming up on the channel, and we may do some more Joywave, we may not. But regardless, if anyone from the Joywave camp ever sees this video, thank you very much for being such a cool band. We've got lots of other cool stuff, like I said, coming out on the channel. We've got more pop stuff, definitely more Metallica stuff. Beth Gibbons, the singer from Portishead, has a new album coming out. I don't know what that is going to be at all. I have no clue. So I'm very excited to hear whatever that is. I might do Unleash the Archer's new album. There's a bunch of cool stuff and new albums being released all the time. So we've always got new things looking forward to. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel for that. But until then, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time.